Today we are looking at Odin from God of War Ragnarok. Odin is the main antagonist of the game, and we are going to dissect most of his scenes, breaking down his demeanor and figuring out what it is about him that is so terrifying.
You know who I am? Back before winter set in, there were some misunderstandings. Regrettable ones. But I think we all have a better idea of who we're dealing with. Now, what you did to his boys. Self-defense.
Odin does what I refer to as a soft entrance. He doesn't need to extend his arms to retrieve his raven. He's doing that as more of like a prop. When you extend your arms, you're taking up a lot of space and it shows how comfortable you are in a room. Very confident posture. And when he comes in, he doesn't say, "Do you know who I am?" He just kind of says, "You know who I am." And it's not a question. He's very ominous with the way he moves, and it's very quick. It's almost a little too quick for most people's comfort. We know that there's a tense situation here between Kratos and Thor, so when Odin walks in, he kind of just cuts down to the marrow. He's a little abrasive about it, especially because Thor is his son, and Magni and Modi, Thor's sons, were both killed by Kratos, and Odin just kind of chalks it up as to whatever. Self-defense, don't really care. But here's where it gets funky.
Dying is what we Aesir live for. And let's be honest, they were kinda useless. But Baldur, he had value. He was my best tracker, my closer.
He views them as tools. They're not people. And he kind of threw Magni and Modi to the side, despite his son, who had just lost his kids, being right there. Kind of just said, you know what? It is what it is. We Aesir, we gods, we live to die. This is kind of our calling. It's not. It's bullshit. It's a fucking facade. But as soon as someone of importance to Odin, Baldur, who was a tracker, is killed, we can see that Odin's actually now kind of pissed. He just totally changed his demeanor.
What do you want?
How about peace? How does peace strike the esteemed, retired god of war? How about we just don't kill each other? How about you stay home, kick up your feet, seek no quarrel with me, and I'll have none with you.
Before we get to this peace treaty that he's trying to propose, he answers Kratos' question with an answer that can't be a wrong answer. You would have to be a fucking asshole not to want peace. He put Kratos in a position of submission. He would have to naturally agree to those terms. But this is Kratos we're talking about.
All right. Here's a deal I know you can trust. I'll settle your debt with my ex. Keep Freya off your back. Keep your boy safe. That's really all you want, isn't it? So what do you say?
No.
Loki, you made it. I am so honored. I see you've met Heimdall. He reads minds for me.
The boy is false, all father.
This young man, who is my guest, is covered in mud. Care to explain?
He means to betray you.
Is that true, Loki? You a little trickster? I'm just messing around. Of course he means to betray me, Heimdall? Why else would he come? I've given him no reason to trust me. Not yet. But he's got some very big questions. And I have so many answers to give.
I want to go over a couple things here. Odin is wearing the color blue. If not, I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm colorblind. Maybe this isn't the conversation for me to have. It's supposed to kind of show trustworthiness and leadership is what I'm getting from the vibe of this. The big thing here is the elephant in the room, which lawyers like Legal Eagle and Law by Mike have mentioned before as an accusation audit. Odin has gotten the baddies out of the room. He has given Atreus, Loki, no reason to trust him. Even though Heimdall, who can read your mind and your intentions, Odin dismisses that. Even though he has 110% trust in Heimdall, and doing so kind of gets Loki to lower his guard just like a little. I think it's important to note that Odin is no pushover. Odin has this relaxed posture that's very charming. It's very warm and approachable. Even though Loki is a god and the trickster god, he is not played as a trickster so much in the game. They kind of show him as a boy turning into a man. He has kind of crossed that gap in the first game. We got to keep in mind, he's been around the block. He's seen a tremendous amount of the world he's lived in, but Odin is still able to manipulate him because Loki's only come in contact with like 10 to 15 people that he can talk to. Odin is able to circumnavigate all the previous knowledge that Loki has and kind of play into his wits a little.
So how'd your father take the news that you decided to accept my invitation?
I don't think we should talk about my father.
Not well, huh? Can't blame him. Between my ex-wife and my disgruntled former employee, he's not exactly getting an unbiased view. But you're curious, open-minded. That's important. If I'm being honest with you, Loki, you're lucky my offer still stands after you went and sprung Tyr. But I suppose spending time with him is punishment enough, isn't it? At least Mimir never lost his sense of humor. But look, that's all behind us now. I like to keep looking forward. Great soldiers, these Einherjar are. They tend to come out of Valhalla a little foggy. I do what I can for them, help them remember who they were in life. That's important, don't you think? A sense of identity gives things meaning.
This is a really simple way to kind of get under Loki's skin. Loki was named Atreus by his father, but his mother, before she died, wanted to name him Loki, which is what the giants refer to him as, who is the trickster god. Odin sees that Loki does not necessarily know who he is or what he is because there are no other giants. So Odin is kind of planting the seed. Hey, I help people find out who they are and give them a purpose and give them their sense of identity. Don't you think that's important?
Ah, the books. Good. Those are for him. I understand you're an avid reader. These are just a few things from my personal collection.
Thanks.
It's important to note that he gave him a gift that was not just a gift everyone gets. He gave him books from my personal collection. If these were just books that any Asgardian were standard issued, it would kind of feel like a chore and it would feel kind of demeaning, especially because he's a guest. He's not meant to be doing chores and he's not meant to be culturally adapting into an Asgardian race. When Odin says these are from my personal collection, he's getting two things done. One is he's giving a gift that no one else has. This is very prestigious. A gift is a great way to disarm in opposition. It's a very good strategy. A lot of people use it in war, and a lot of people in history have used it to impress kings, queens, emperors, giving them something that is not given to the common man. What's more important about this, the second thing, these books right here probably most likely pertain to bringing Loki up to speed with Odin's goal, which is to find out what happens to the Aesir gods when they die.
Listen, I appreciate your offer, but I'm really not sure what you're expecting from me.
Right now, you're just visiting, Loki. One step at a time. Steady there, Carl.
But with all respect, you need to know, I came to study, not to serve.
Another servant is the last thing I need. I need someone with drive, with curiosity, someone who'll take initiative. That looks good. Is that raised?
But why me? Is it because I'm half giant?
Big deal. So's Thor. Erlen, try to stay awake for me.
Okay, but...
Look, don't overthink it. I have a project I think you'll be interested in. A major learning opportunity.
I think about his demeanor. It's so friendly. It's so friendly. And he talks the common talk. That looks good. What's that? Brace? He kind of just talks like they're equals. And it's so warm. But if you've played the game, you know how monstrous Odin is. You know how tunnel visioned he gets. It's very, very disturbing.
Uh-huh. Yes? Yes, all right. Mm-hmm. You see, this is you not letting me talk. No, Hugin, I don't need my ears cleaned. I need you to stop croaking and accept the answer you know I'm about to give.
He's very playful, and he lets his raven talk to him like that.
I was just looking at this.
That old thing. I've had that since... Huh. Who can remember?
You have a name?
Ingrid.
Really?
Sure, why not? Take it, if you like it that much.
For real?
Consider it a perk of the job.
I think Loki had some tunnel vision here because it was very obvious that Odin really didn't give half a shit about that sword, but he knew that Loki kind of cared. So he said, that old thing, and he kind of gave it some sentiment when he said, I've had that for... who can remember? But he knows that if you give someone something of sentimental value, a majority of the time, if they are not a toddler, they will give a shittery about it. They will actually care and then take care of it because you took care of it.
Thank you. I mean, really.
And they say I'm the bad guy.
And they say I'm the bad guy when I just gave you something that I fucking forgot I had.
Everyone's got me all wrong. You think war drives me, or power, wealth? Nah, never have. You know what drives me? What I really want? I want answers. Same as you.
It's a very, very playful way of saying, nah, I'm harmless. I don't want that crap. You know, it is what it is. It is nothing. I don't want war. When he said it that way, it would almost make you forget that he has caused so much death. Like, so much death. Like the wiping out of the giants because of this guy. And he says, what I really want? Answers. Police want answers. Homicide detectives want answers. People of faith want answers. You can get a lot of that from meditation, interrogation, and practice. He has slaughtered races of people.
See, mortals have it easy. When they push up against life's big questions, they can look to us. They give them meaning, divine comfort. We both know that's a sham. But when we have questions, why are we here? To give meaning to mortals while living without it ourselves? No.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
And I found something that proves it.
What is it?
It's what drives me. You feel it, don't you?
Feels like knowledge. Truth.
All truth. All the answers. We could find out why we're here, learn how to change our fates, stop Ragnarok for good, maybe. Save the people we love.
There's the bait.
How?
There's the catch.
I was a young god when I found it. Spent lifetimes studying it, following every clue down every dead end, looking for and finally unearthing this. You see that? It shares the same mystical energy.
It opened a crack. Can we just look inside?
I wouldn't recommend that.
Based on the mythology, that's not how he loses his eye. And I'm not trying to be a stickler. I don't know everything, but I read it online several places, so it's got to be true, right? In the mythology, in the story, apparently Mimir offered tremendous amount of insight and wisdom to Odin by having him drink from Mimir's well. But the catch was Odin had to sacrifice something. So he plucked his eye out, put it in the well, and then drank from it. In the first game, when you're riding around in the canoe and Mimir's telling stories, he pretty much says he was just fucking with Odin. You didn't have to do all that. You could have just drank from the water to begin with.
I persuaded him it has been his sacrifice made for an even higher form of sight to be bestowed. Blah, de blah, de blah, de blah.
What's the broken mask for?
You recognize any writing on it?
From smoldered earth and obsidian spark, and a field of battles never fought.
Are you certain? Because if that's a clue, I know what it means.
So now we know that Odin cannot read this mask. Loki can translate the words on it, so now we realized why he has been manipulating him to get comfortable and then share the sentiment. We are on the same side. You want this as much as I. So even if Odin was the bad guy, and let's say Odin killed Kratos in front of Loki, Loki still wants that knowledge and truth. Theoretically, he has the same goal as Odin. So Odin planted seeds and now they have sprouted.
Look at this. We make a good team. Don't we? Don't we? Make a good damn team?
Just like you and Baldur.
You both behave out there?
Thor was really great. I learned a lot from him.
You learned something from him? Really now? Okay. What did you teach the kid?
Nothing. What could I possibly teach him?
Exactly.
Based on everything we've seen up to this point, we thought when he introduced Loki into Asgard that he cared about everyone. Thor is his son, a killing machine. He has done everything that Odin has asked. And his children, Odin's grandchildren, have given their ultimate sacrifice. He doesn't give a shit about Thor. He's a tool. You're not meant to teach him anything. You are a monster, and that is your purpose. And when he looks at Loki, we're seeing humility and compassion and give a shittery, and it's all a facade. If he's going to use Thor, who is a beef powerhouse, to kill whoever he points to, why would he treat this 14-year-old boy who can translate languages like so respectfully?
May I come in? I heard what Heimdall had to say. I'd like to hear it from you. What happened?
It wasn't there. I was wrong.
Well, we all make mistakes, son. But freeing Garm, that was a big one. Chaos is already spilling out into the other realms. We're safe here in Asgard.
I think I want to go home now.
Okay, if that's what you want. I meant it when I said you're not a prisoner here. It's your choice. Go, clear your mind. I know you'll be back. But before you go, I'll need the mask back. It's not that I don't trust you, you understand. It's the company you keep. Oh, and Ingrid?
It was a perk of the job. It was not a gift.
Need to go.
It was like a half gift. Perk of the job. It's a great way to demonstrate disappointment. Was he didn't care about Ingrid. He could have just placed it down if he really gave a shit, but he kind of used it as a prop for disappointment by just dropping it on the bed. But he seemed to be more upset that Loki was leaving than the fact that he released Garm. And I definitely think because Odin said that they're safe in Asgard, I'm starting to think he's really not super proactive into kind of protecting the other realms.
Why isn't he dead? Are you talking? Who told you to do that? You don't talk. You don't think. I think. You kill. It's a simple fucking concept.
Sif was right about you. I just didn't want to see it.
What is this? Are you broken? I am your father. Take the hammer and kill who I tell you to kill.
No.
I didn't want this. I did not want this. Dude, this was all their fault. They've done this to us, to our family.
even when caught red-handed with the murder weapon, as he's committing the murder, he scapegoats Kratos to his victim's daughter. He's like, it's their fault, as he's fucking spearheading through his sternum. He's like, it's not my fault I'm killing your father. But you can see right before, and I'm telling you, you gotta play this game, guys. It's freaking amazing. Right before he kills him, he talks to him like he's like a hammer. He's just another tool in the tool bag. He's like, why are you not performing the one simple goddamn task I told you to do? Like, I told you to do this, you do this, you don't question it, you don't think, you just do. And it's the one time Thor has disobeyed, like, he's done everything else. He's kind of given an attitude here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary, and like maybe like some passive aggressiveness, but Odin snaps and kills his kid. He had no connection emotionally to his children, to his daughter-in-law, to his sons, to his grandchildren. The only person he cared about was Baldur, and it was because he had value. That's it.
This was our chance, Loki. I could have had my answers. I could have learned the truth. You took that away from me. I could have made things better. We could have made the 9 realms better.
This was never about the realms, or me. It was about you!
You destroyed everything. My home, my family, my kingdom!
You did those things! Your choices! You killed your own son!
It wasn't my choice. I had no choice.
There's always a choice! You have to stop. You can choose to be better.
No, I can't. I have to know what happens next. I will never stop.
Why'd you have to say that?
Okay, I'm not going to spoil how this goes down. Even to the final moments, he didn't see any of his actions as immoral, wrong, or unethical. They all made sense. He saw himself as a man on a mission, or a god on a mission, and it was acceptable to use any tool possible. As long as he could get to his goal, and manipulation was the easiest way to get there. It would be much more difficult for him, I believe, to forcefully ransack the world and overpower people like Omni-Man. I don't think he would have been able to do that.
Think, Mark!
So manipulation, especially when it came to translation of the language, was crucial. Down to the last second, he believed that everything he did was with good conscience. And he said that he didn't have a choice but to kill Thor. Thor just said, I don't want to kill someone. Your free trial for life has expired. And Odin just fucking dominates and just, he one-shotted Thor. Does that not blow your mind? Thor took on the world serpent in the first game.
That may not be our biggest problem right now.
Odin just one-shot him. And Odin here saying, no, I can't, I'm going to keep going forever, is just tunnel-visioned narcissism. And I'm probably using the wrong word, psychopathy. I definitely think he would just continue to go on and hurt people forever. If time permitted, forever, until he could get the knowledge he sought. Guys, this is a great video to break down. I love this one. I'm so happy we got to do it. If you want to see more videos like this, more content like this, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Yeah, guys, seriously, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.